All right, today for the first time ever, jurors heard the chilling voice of accused killer Richard Allen and watched for the first time as he was questioned by investigators in the 2022 about the killings of two young girls in a small Indiana town of Delphi. Allen faces several counts of murder in the deaths of the two best friends, 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German. The two disappeared while hiking in 2017 in a park. They were found the next day. Both their throats had been slit, their bodies left in the woods. Today, in day 10 of Allen's trial today, riveting footage of two interrogation videos were played for jurors. The first was from October 13th of 2022. Allen was cooperating at first in the video, but then he turns combative when asked about what he was wearing the day of the murders. Police said his description of blue jeans and a dark jacket sounded exactly like the clothes worn by the so-called bridge guy, the alleged killer captured by Libby on her cell phone just moments before she was murdered. Allen then turned even more defensive, saying, quote, "I'm starting to feel like the main lead here," adding, "Arrest me or take me home. You're not going to find anything that connects me to the murders." And with that, Allen got up and left. Then, nearly 2 weeks later, Allen was on the defensive again during a second interrogation. An officer said Allen's gun matched cartridges that were found at the crime scene. But Allen again denied it, saying, "No way a bullet from my gun was found at a murder scene," adding, "I didn't shoot anyone. I've never even pointed a gun at someone. I wasn't there." Now, despite that denial and many others, 5 days later, Allen was officially arrested for the murders of the two young girls. But there are questions tonight about the prosecution's case, one day after a forensic scientist testified that no DNA from Allen had ever been found at the murder scene. All right, to break this all down, we're joined by Jesse Weber, NewsNation's legal contributor and law and crime host. First of all, these two interrogations 2 weeks apart of Richard Allen that were played for the jury, how powerful do you think they were, number one? And number two, it's important to note that both these interrogations happened 5 years after the murder.
You know, defense counsel in every kind of case says, oh, sloppy police interrogation, sloppy police work. You got to say, they didn't look at this tip from 5 years earlier.
Explain the tip.
So they knew that Richard Allen was at that scene. They had interviewed him back in 2017, and the sheriff had said it just kind of went under the radar. And when they revisited the files, they realized, oh, wait, we had somebody who said he was there when the girls were there. Maybe we should look at this a little further. And that's when they looked into him. That's when they got the gun. That's when they say the unspent cartridge found at the crime scene was cycled through his gun. So the jury's already hearing that there might not be the best police work. Now, when you look at these interrogations, there's a lot of it that hurts Richard Allen, right? His description, without even knowing that they have Libby's tape, his clothing description matches the bridge guy. The fact that he's getting defensive, you could say two ways. Well, he's defensive because he knows they're onto him, or he's defensive, I'm an innocent guy and they're coming after me. I think he really didn't have an explanation for the unspent bullet. We'll talk about that in a second. But I think when you look at when he's trying to explain himself to these officers, one of the things that the officers did, and this is totally legal, they weren't entirely truthful with him about certain evidence that they had.
Police are allowed to lie.
They're allowed to do that. But if you go into this and saying he's innocent until proven guilty and he's adamantly dying, that's not true, that's not true, it makes me wonder if the jury has pause. Because with no DNA, and really the unspent bullet cartridge is the best evidence they have, is that enough to convict him?
There's also the significant factor that he was there. Let's set the scene here.
Right.
This is a remote park, a bridge in a park. That's why the two girls were last. One of the girls got out her cell phone as a man approached them, and you can hear her talking to them. They've played this snippet of video for the jurors. It appears that they recorded the man who was about to kill them moments before he actually did so. And he matches that description. When asked,
right,
what were you wearing when you were in the park that day? He says, jeans and a dark jacket. That's exactly what the alleged killer was wearing. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.